Hello, this is Yvette, and I'm going to be telling you about a testimony, one that I hope will be quick. I'll do my best. And this particular experience, I remind myself about a lot because I like the story, and because it encourages me, and because it reminds me of just how real God is, and amazing He is, and unexpected He is. Anyway, so in 2005, about somewhere in there, 2005. I was renting a townhouse. And when I say townhouse, I mean like an apartment with 2 floors, kind of like, it was in a complex. And anyway, I was renting this place, and me and my 2 sons, and we had a problem where we had the local teenagers like into congregate in our back on our back patio because we had an in unit, and so they would be out there smoking, and the stench of that smoke, I don't know, now I don't know if it was cigarettes or something stronger or whatever. I just know the stink of it came into my place regularly. And being the shy thing that I am, I did not go out there and say, get out of here, get off my property. Instead, I went to the rental agency and complained, and they said, oh, we'll run them off if we see them. Well, they never saw them, despite the fact that they came every day. And so that was just one problem. And the other problem was that also out on that patio, or rather to the side of it, was the lines that handled our cable. And so it right there is where an adapter had to be placed, and that the cable company placed for our cable to work. But someone thought it would be fun to steal it, to steal the adapter regularly. And so, so now I have a problem with cigarette smoke or whatever smoking, the scent of it, not smoke itself, but the scent in my house, and constantly having to go and get a new adapter because I think I called the cable company and they were like, oh, it's just a few dollars, just grab one from the store or whatever. Yeah, well, I was on a tight budget, a tight budget at the time. And so having to go buy an adapter regularly was just too much of a strain on my little budget, and a hassle, and it just frustrated me and drove me nuts to have to deal with this stuff. And I didn't know how to resolve it. I had no idea how to make it stop. So it just felt torturous. Now, another fact about me at this time was that I was a very private person. I did not tell anybody my plans ever, at any time, ever. Not even my family. That's the kind of person I was. And so, so in this one day, I was just so frustrated, and I just had enough, and I was, so frustrated, I just want to cry. And I just cried out to the Lord and like, Lord, I'm so frustrated. Do something. That was my special anointed prayer. So I cried that out, and then a few days later, I went into work. And as soon as I got in there, a few ladies were just, gathered around, and I just said, I'm buying a house this year. And this was January 2005. And I'm like, I'm buying a house this year. And everybody's like, oh, wow, really? Congratulations. And I'm looking like, what? Who said that? Because I had no plans, had no thoughts, as far as I know, to buy a house. I wasn't even thinking about that a second before it came out of my mouth. And so one of the ladies was a Christian. She's like, oh, praise the Lord. Do you have a plan? And I'm like, plan? Ask the Lord. He the one said it. I didn't think that or say that. But, but I took me by surprise. He took me by surprise as much as the ladies. But see, the reason why I had to say it, I had to tell somebody, which is not what I would have ever done, is because immediately they began to tell me about all the programs that were available. And at this time, I had no idea about programs. First time home buyer, I didn't know anything about that. They had a program at my job where if you bought a house in the city, then they would contribute $1,000 to your down payment. And then the city, if you went to this particular training, that the city offered, they would give $1,000 and then you would put $1,000 up. So I had no idea of any of that existence. But when I told the ladies, they all knew it. They knew the website, the phone number, they knew everything. And so, and then also this time, like I said, I didn't have any money. I didn't have, I had bad credit, I had debt. And so that's really crazy, isn't it? That I was saying that I was buying a house with no forethought whatsoever. But then I got my tax returns, and then I used $1,000 for my down payment, and then I got the money from my company. Also, I paid off every debt that I had, which it wasn't a lot, but it was some. I paid off every debt. I brought my credit rating up. And by September of that year, I closed on my new house. And so that meant we didn't have anybody on our patio. In fact, we didn't have a patio. We had a yard, thank you very much. So that's my testimony about the goodness of God and how he can spring one on you. And you may not, in that instance, he didn't actually speak to me, which, I mean, he could have said, Yvette, I want you to go into work and tell them that you're going to buy a house. And I would have been like, no, Lord, see, no, because I don't do that. And so he knew I was probably going to be disobedient or something, or not believe him. Or frankly, just not be that sensitive to hear from him like that at the time. So I gave him the yes by saying, Lord, do something. And so he did. He did something, and he had me say that. So that's my testimony, and I hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you later. Bye.